Since it's after 5 o'clock in the evening, I'll just start out by saying this. Bonsoir, and welcome to another video. And before I get into this video, I've been listening to a radio station on TuneIn Radio. It's called KTBB 97.5 FM. It's a local radio station in the area that I live in, and I just listen to this radio station, for news or local news. I don't care about the sports and the entertainment news stuff. I just care about like local news, and also on TuneIn I listen to CBC Radio 1 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada on TuneIn. And I also watch news from France 24 English. I watch news on that on YouTube. And also on France 24 English. I watched the show The Debate with Francois Picard. Okay, that's how you say his name. I've been putting off my French lessons, so yeah. Matter of fact, I've been skipping out on my French lessons, and if I want to slay the francophone beast, then I need to have dedication and work hard and learn French every day. I'm going to force myself to do it and stop myself from being sidetracked on like worthless stuff that's not important. Okay, and also for news, I watch DW from Germany on YouTube. Let's see, yeah, that. Also, I also, going back to TuneIn, I listen to the BBC World Service coming out of the UK, London, England, and the United Kingdom. And I watched the PBS NewsHour, PBS, and I listen to NPR. I listened to NPR before I started listening to KTBB 97.5 FM. So this radio station is it's a right wing conservative talk radio station coming out of the Tyler Longview area here in Texas. It's right wing and it's conservative, and there's one thing I don't care for on this station. They bring up the U.S. Constitution and the Founding Fathers, and that's something I really don't care about. It's kind of weird that, Americans just have this bizarre obsession with dead men and a piece of paper. Dead men are the Founding Fathers, and the piece of paper is the U.S. Constitution. So enough diddling daddling. Let me get into this video. Alrighty then. I'm on YouTube. And I'm on the YouTube page of the YouTube channel Happier Abroad, Escape USA and Date Foreign Women. This YouTube channel is currently owned by the founder of Happier Abroad, Winston Wu, and I subscribe to this channel. And this is a really good channel, and this channel opened my eyes to how things are here in the U.S. You know, the United States lacks social or human connection. People are segregated, isolated, paranoid, and fake. People don't like to meet other people. People ignore each other and keep to themselves. You know, you can't talk to anybody in America unless it's for business-related purposes. And the United States is a very boring, lifeless country. There's no fun, no excitement, nothing. You can't be yourself here. You know. But in this video, I'm gonna give my thoughts on two videos. These videos are about Taiwan. How lifeless, repressed Taiwan is. It has no fun, it has a depressing vibe. And Winston Wu talked about like how bad Taiwan is. You know, it's just a boring country, and it is. And I watched this video this morning, and you know, before I get into this, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. You know, something just made me depressed and sad. You know, it just hurt my heart. You know, kind of made me miserable and kind of made me sad. You know, it's just a certain YouTuber. You know, I kind of powered through all of that and got over it, but I still couldn't get any sleep. I tried to sleep and I couldn't, so I got up and just started talking to myself. And you know, I'm doing that because I got no one to talk to. You know, yeah, if you talk to yourself, people think you're crazy, but you know, there's no one you can talk to here in the United States. You know, I'm isolated from everybody. You know, only person I can talk to is myself, and I'm viewed as crazy. But if I'm caught talking to myself, I'll be viewed as a nutcase. So you know, life in America is kind of depressing, lifeless, repressed, just like Taiwan, according to Winston Wu. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. This video is not from who is it from? It's not from Winston Wu. It's from a guy named Andrew. Andrew, I think he flew to Taiwan and he saw Taiwan for what it is. I'll just go ahead and play the video and let you guys be the judge of this.
This is the most depressing place I've ever been. Taiwan is the most depressing, boring, uninteresting, lifeless place I've ever been. When we talk about vibe, I mean, I can definitely feel the difference in the change in the vibe, the energy. And I've only been here a few hours. I think I probably gotta get a hotel. I gotta sit down at a coffee place. It's a big city, Taipei.
Okay, he's in Taipei, so that's in Taiwan. I'm looking at the city right now. It's it looks nice and very clean. According to Winston Wu, he said that Taiwan is a very clean and tidy and nice looking city. So I'm gonna keep playing the video and just get some more information from this.
I can already feel the difference in how East Asia is in contrast to Southeast Asia. But I can't really judge anything right now. I've only been here a few hours. But the areas that I've been in, I'm just looking at the buildings, and it's like that one. They're just kind of depressing. I'm gonna have to give Taiwan another chance to.
Okay, he says the buildings in Taipei, Taiwan are depressing. Yeah, I see this part of Taipei that Andrew's at. It's kind of run down. So.
Show me something. I'm here in Ximending. I'm just observing the people, I guess, but I don't really see that much fun about Taipei. Maybe it seems like a lot of people here are cliquish, but
okay, he says the people in Taipei are cliquish. Yeah, I don't like cliques, and I don't. Yeah, cliquish. Yeah, a clique means everybody is in a group, everybody's the same, and they push out outsiders who want to join. So if you try to go into a clique or you go to a lot of people or a huddle in a clique, they'll push you away. And I'm assuming in Taiwan, I guess according to Andrew, like, okay, he says that the people here the people in this city are cliquish. They are, they're all huddled in a clique, and they like cliques, and they push people out, and it's kind of similar to here in the U.S. And speaking of clique, I remember I was on Facebook a while back. I think it was like a year ago or 2 years ago. I went to this Facebook page, and it had it was filled with police officers, and you can't get in, you can't view the Facebook page. You got to submit a transgression or something about you, telling these police officers if you're a cop, if you're a retired cop, or are you currently a police officer, and they look in the transcript and they go over your background, they find out what you're saying to them is true, they'll let you in. But if you're lying, they'll push you out, block you. So, there's something I don't like cliques, and I don't. I hate them, I don't care for them, I just like to go up and just talk to people, But I guess here in the United States and also in Taiwan, you can't go out and meet people. You can't introduce yourself to people. You can't get to know people, and people can't get to know you. You can't connect with them and form friendships with them. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way in the United States and also in Taiwan. So Taiwan, according to Winston Wu, is one of those Northeast or East Asian countries. Like countries like South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. Yeah, those countries are cliquish, lifeless, repressed, no fun. Have a depressing vibe. nobody isn't open, nobody isn't happy, nobody isn't talking to each other, and nobody's not come up to you and talking to you out of the blue, just to be friendly. They don't like to talk to friendly strangers or just strangers in general. So in one of Winston Wu's videos, like, he told people to avoid Northeast Asia and North America and just go to Southeast Asia and some countries in Africa and Eastern Europe and Latin American countries and some countries in South America, where you find warm, friendly warmness with people in those parts of the world. And you won't find that in places like Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, the United States. Okay. We continue this video.
But I don't know. I just feel a different energy here. It doesn't feel that happy here. It feels like a lot of these people are just on a separate frequency. I mean, are some of the girls hot that I see here? A little bit. But I don't know, this is kind of like East Asia. East people are a little bit more, I guess, closed off, maybe. Maybe that's the East Asia way. You know? East Asia way is just find a clique. You're in a clique, right?
This part of Taipei where he's at, where Andrew is at, like, it's a nice walkable city, and I like this. I like something like this. Like, you can walk more. You can walk and play. Yeah, you can walk. You can take the bus, the train, the tram. You can ride a bicycle. And in places like this, there's no need for you to have a car. Yeah, it's like that in Europe. I won't say Europe. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that in Europe. Well, countries in Europe. It's like that in Europe. People walk more. And if you walk, like, for instance, when I was overseas in 2023, when I was on that Mediterranean cruise with my parents and my sister, we sailed on this Royal Caribbean cruise ship, from Italy to Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus. And we were supposed to go to Israel, but due to that war between Israel and Hamas, the ship just took people. My sister, me, my father, my mother, just took us all back and forth between Turkey and Greece, then Cyprus, and back to Italy. And when I was when I was walking through some unknown city or village in Turkey with my parents, I noticed like a lot of people were walking. We were walking on this sidewalk next to this street, and also this sidewalk was next to a beach. I looked at the beach. I saw people at the beach. Now look out in the water, and I saw the cruise ship that my parents, my sister, and myself were on. And we were walking. You were walking, and walking was good. My parents are old. I was walking with them, and they got tired, and they sat down and rested. Then they got back up and continued walking. They walked. I walked with them. Then they stopped and they sat down. I just stopped for them because they were old and they can't walk. You know, me, I can walk for a long period of time, and I can. And my sister was doing the same thing while I was walking with her in a city in Greece. You know, the part one and the part two of the vacation of my vacation overseas on that Mediterranean sea cruise. It's up on this channel. You guys are welcome to check it out if you're new to this channel. Yeah, both parts are very long, and hope you guys have the patience to watch them. Yeah, like, you know, and we walk, you know, you could just walk in those places, and there's no need for you to be isolated in a car, and plus you can meet people. Yeah, it's a great way to meet people. Like, you can meet people, you can talk to people, form friendships. You know, I talked to a shopkeeper, a person who wanted me to buy something at their shop somewhere in this unknown city or village in Turkey. And I wasn't aware of the culture and of Turkey, and I was very ignorant. I stumbled and fumbled on that, so that's all on me. So next time I'm gonna be aware of a culture of a country that I'm going to, and I'm heading overseas to Shanghai, China, on the last day of October of this year, to get on a cruise ship and sail from Shanghai, China to South Korea, Japan, and back. And before we go on that cruise, we will be staying at a hotel somewhere in Shanghai. And I heard some good stories about China, that the people there are very sociable and friendly. But, you know, I hear a lot of mixed reviews about the culture and the people in China. And yeah, you know, I'll just go ahead and, you know, in the fall, you know, in autumn, Indian summer, I'm going to head over there and check things out. But, you know, I'm going to be on a cruise ship. I'm going to be jumping from country to country to country, you know, and going to other, you know, seeing countries and seeing different cultures, you know, and you're jumping from country to country to country on a cruise ship. That's not a way to, like, experience a country. You know, I don't prefer that, you know, and I'm going to be stuck on a cruise ship with married couples and people with families. I'm just going to feel like I'm just out of place there. And me being single and never being married, and, you know, and I'm just an uncle to my late brother's daughter. So yeah, all right, let me continue this video.
Maybe East Asia just loves clicks. Maybe that's it. In Vietnam, you can strike up a conversation with anyone. I don't know. I'm in Taichung now, so basically this is what I do. I just kind of wing it. You know, I got on the high-speed rail. That was interesting. It took about, I don't know, an hour to get from Taipei to Taichung.
Please select your departure stop. Please select the number of passengers. Press confirm. Please confirm your trip details.
Probably never would want to live in East Asia for any long period of time. This is just a different culture. They're more I guess they're just more, they're not as friendly, they're not as relaxed and cheerful and kind of just, as Vietnam is. I was reading about it. It's the global hub of the semiconductor manufacturing. And they also manufacture a lot of bicycles here. Like, it's for like major global brand bicycle. And so I was thinking, this is a high-tech place. When you come from a place like Thailand or Vietnam or Philippines, haven't been there yet, and people just are happy, and people just kind of walk around happy, you know, there's just no way that you could live here at all.
Well, he said the people in Vietnam and in the Philippines are happy. They're full of joy. You know, they're very friendly and they're very sociable. And it's nothing like that in Taiwan. Taiwan is just a completely dead country, and it is. And you know, Winston Wu, the founder of Happier Abroad, brought some good points about Taiwan. You know, he said that people on the internet will say that Taiwan is a wonderful place to visit. The people are friendly, and you know, as I hear Andrew on this video that Winston snatched from and posted on his YouTube channel. He featured some of the videos on my YouTube channel, and he got rid of them. I guess because of the content I've been pumping out that's worthless, that he doesn't like. And I remember I got a comment from Winston on one of my videos on this YouTube channel, and he said this to me: "What happened to your channel?" And I responded to him, and no response. Very weird, you know. That's coming from a guy who believes in social human connection, who believes in, you know, having fun and enjoying life and being yourself. Something that you can't do here in the United States. You know, Winston is Winston, but you know, I only talked to this guy one time, and that's about it. You know, so you know, I wish I can, like, you know, have him and Andrew, me and those two guys do a video on this channel, but you know, I don't know nothing about like syncing up like a live feed or something. I don't know anything about that, but if I do, like, you know, I will invite these two guys. You know, we can discuss stuff like this. You know, and this is some stuff I should be talking about on my channel. And yeah, I can talk about other stuff, you know. You know, I understand that people are not going to like what I crank out on this YouTube channel, but you know, it is what it is, you know. So, let me finish up this video.
Well, after I leave Taiwan, I'll never come back here ever again. I don't even know what they do for fun here. You know, it just seems like everyone's just, it doesn't even look like a happy place at all. This is majorly depressing.
As I see it, well, they don't do anything here. They don't do anything in Taiwan. Nothing. So, just a flat, boring, lifeless country. Kind of like the United States.
Taiwan is an island, so maybe if you had a motorcycle or a motorbike, you just basically drive around the island. If you're watching this video, I'm here to tell you that.
Yeah, in a place like that, I guess you just get on a motorcycle or a motorbike and just ride that motorbike or motorcycle all over the island of Taiwan. Yeah, north, south, east, and west. And that's about it. Like, you know, it's just kind of like the only thing that's good in the U.S. is going on a road trip in a car, and that's about it. Going on a road trip and being in nature and seeing a lot of trees, mountains, rivers, lakes, wildlife. Yeah, that's the only thing you can see because the people and the culture here in the U.S. is just god awfully terrible, and it is. And as you get older, it's you just feel like you just left out, like you don't matter, like nobody cares about you, and what's the point of someone talking about I'm gonna leave a legacy on this? I'm gonna leave a legacy so people in the future can view this. I mean, who cares about that? I mean, the United States and places like Taiwan are gonna be lifeless, repressed, having no fun, and having the depressing vibe deep into the future. After me and everybody who are living right now are dead and long gone. I mean, so the future is bleak, but I don't want to get into the future. I just want to live for the time right now.
The grass is not always greener. You may think that by traveling you're going to find something better or something, but I've already found where the grass is the greenest, and that's in Southeast Asia. I don't think that anyone who has built a life in Southeast Asia could ever live in East Asia normally. I mean, this is just so much different. It's more austere. It's more it's less happy here. It's less. There's the vibe, the feeling of it is just so. It's just so, almost like automated. But like when we start traveling, because we're searching for something, or we're escaping. We go to these places and we feel like we're escaping, or we're feeling that rush of adventure. It's actually just escaping from something that you're running away from. You're running away from something. But then when you start to get older and you've done it, you start to realize it was never, you weren't really running away, you weren't really escaping. What you really just wanted was to love someone. You just wanted to love someone and be with someone and share life together.
Yeah, that's what I want, I want someone to love me, a woman, and I want to spend the rest of my life with that woman, Yeah, take her to the park, walk through the park, holding hands with her, sitting next to her, talking to her, we kiss and all. Yeah. Yeah, but I feel that, I probably wouldn't experience that. So, it probably is too late for me. It probably is, and someone told me, the dream is still alive. I mean, it's never too late. And that's from a friend from the United Kingdom who told me this, who subbed to my channel when I had a meltdown on a video that I did, which I deleted. It was embarrassing. I just make a complete fool of myself. So yeah. All right, I'm going to finish this video up. I'm going to show another video that's after this one on Winston Wu's YouTube channel, Happier Abroad. This next video is going to be him talking to Andrew, Andrew has arrived in Taiwan, and well, he arrived in Taiwan to do a podcast review of Taiwan and comparing Taiwan with the U.S. and why Taiwan is the way it is. Yeah, Andrew and Winston are going to do a podcast in this next video that I'm going to show. So I'm going to finish showing this video.
That's what's normal. It's not normal to jump around from place to place. That's not normal at all.
No, it's not normal to jump from place to place. And it's not. I don't know. I hope you guys hear the sound of this video. I hope you do. I got the volume turned up full blast. Yeah, like you just said, like you can't jump from place to place, meaning that you just can't just jump from country to country and never experience a culture in a country when you do that. Yeah, that's not good. You're never gonna meet people that way. And I'm gonna be doing that on a cruise ship in October in Asia, East Asia. I'm not going to be going to Taiwan. I'm going to be going to China, South Korea, and Japan. Yeah, Japan and South Korea is kind of like Taiwan. I hope I said that in that video. Hope I'm not saying the same thing. Okay, let me play this and finish this up so I can show you guys the next video. That guy in that blue shirt, I think that's Winston Wu. I think that's him. It's probably him.
There's got a swastika up there.
Yeah, that is him. Okay, that was him. Andrew just went to a garden next to a temple, I think in Taipei. Yeah, he went there to meet Winston Wu to do this video that I'm going to show all of you. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, forgive me for the video being long. You know, I have to cover this. Okay. Okay, here's the video. Okay, it's titled Taiwan Trip Report, Banned Truth, Myth versus Reality, Winston and Andrew. Here it is.
Hi folks, I'm with my friend Andrew. We're in Taiwan now, at my parents' hometown called Chiayi. And Andrew just arrived a few days ago, so we're going to talk about our observations here. Hey Andrew, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's really nice, man.
It's great to see you, Winston. It's in your home country of Taiwan.
Yeah. Well, I was born here, but I grew up in California. But my parents retired here, and so that's why I come here a lot, and it's really comfortable, you know. But you know, one big problem we have is that it's just not as friendly as people on YouTube and on the internet say it is. And by friendly, I mean like not like that people are not polite. They're very polite, but they're not really open to, you know, making new friends or talking to strangers, you know. And
okay, yeah, Winston just said, I'm sorry for pausing the video and pausing his camera. He said that people in Taiwan are friendly, but they're not open and they're social. They're not open and they're not sociable. So let me play this again. Okay.
Here a lot, and it's really comfortable, you know. But you know, one big problem we have is that it's just not as friendly as people on YouTube and on the internet say it is.
Okay, Taiwan is not a friendly country.
And by friendly, I mean like not like that people are not polite. They're very polite, but they're
Okay, they're very polite.
they're not really open to, making new friends or talking to strangers.
They're not open to making new friends, and they're not open to making new friends and talking to strangers. So that's similar to the U.S. I think Winston's going to talk about this in this video. I watched both of these videos this morning. I think he just posted these like not that long ago.
Oh, and for some reason, people on the internet and on YouTube, they don't like to tell you that. So it's kind of a travesty that they keep that from you. What do you think?
Well, it's really interesting when you told me that Taiwan was a Japanese colony for 50 years. That explained a lot. So I'm sure that the social culture was really shaped by Japanese culture. And I think Japanese value order, so that, everything is kind of regimented and strict. And so that may be why the people here kind of seem like they're just kind of just not very expressive or open or openly, wild or anything.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, Taiwan wasn't a Japanese colony. It was more like occupied between 1895 and 1945. So Japan ran Taiwan for 50 years, and that's why it's very regimented. And
Okay, he said that Taiwan was colonized by Japan. Okay. Yeah, Japan is a workaholic country. They work all the time. They're not very sociable. Yeah, they're polite. Like like for instance, when I was on that cruise back in 2023 in the Mediterranean Sea. I was in an elevator. I was going to go down or go up to the bottom deck or the top deck, and I was in the elevator with a Japanese man, and he asked me, which deck are you going to? I said I'm going to like 3. And he pushed it. I say thank you to him. Yeah, they are polite. I think it seems to me Japanese people are polite, but they're not. Here's a little story. I don't want to spend too much time on it. When I was in college, I ran into this Japanese girl. She had like short, curly black hair, and she just smiled at me. I was in art class with her, and I gave her a piece of candy, and and I did something to her that made her hate me. So I didn't know how to act around women and girls. And I'm, she could have been my girlfriend, but she wasn't going to be in that class for very long, and I think the next day, when I went to art class, the art class teacher walked in and asked me, "Have you seen Ryoko?" That's her name, Ryoko. And Ryoko left because of me, because of how I treated her. I didn't want to. Yeah, I did some weird stuff, with the lollipop. I gave her a lollipop. It was a Charms blow pop. Yeah, I did some weird stuff with her. I look back on that and I'm just ashamed and I'm embarrassed. It shows that, I was a punk kid that didn't know any better. But, I have to live with what I did, But, and my dad lied to me about Japanese women. He said that Japanese women don't like you because you're black. They're they like rich men with money and educated, and they've been exposed to a lot more than you, and you don't fit the bill. And that's what my dad said to me. And that was the most disgusting, horrible thing my dad ever said to me. My dad is a typical American. He's brainwashed in propaganda, and at this point in my life, I have no purpose into listening to his crap. So let me continue this video with Winston and Andrew.
When a country is very regimented, you can't just get wild or express yourself or be vivacious or gregarious or free-spirited. You kind of have to, only socialize within the appropriate circumstances, like at a party or something. And Japan and America is like that too. I mean, in America, you don't get wild. I mean, it's a very serious business culture, and so it's only appropriate if you get wild at maybe a party.
Oh, he said you can't get wild. You can't get wild and have fun in the U.S. or in Taiwan. You can get wild at a party, but not outside of a party. I'm going to just focus on the U.S. Yeah, here in the U.S., you can't have fun. You can't be wild and free and crazy. You can't be funny. You can't have a lot of fun because, the United States of America is a very serious, uptight, country. That's all business. It's all business. And here in the U.S., when people get older, when people get in their 40s, they stop doing the things that they did when they're in their 20s and 30s. And just because you give up all that stuff doesn't mean you can't be funny. Doesn't mean you can't have fun and you can't talk to people. It's all business. It's too much drama here in the U.S. And everybody has children. Everybody's married. Everybody's uncles and aunts, and everybody has children. Everybody's a mentor, and and you can't talk to these people anymore. You're just shut away and pushed away from everybody. What kind of country is that? I know Winston and Andrew, they hate the U.S. because of how it is, and I don't like it either. And I wish I lived in another country right now, but I just don't have the money and the job to do that, and I don't want to go into that, But one day, I won't live in America anymore. I won't. Let me continue.
Party or maybe a bar or something, but the thing is, America is also very repressed, which is why we don't like it, because it's kind of like, it's all business, not much fun. And the only fun you get in America is watching people have fun in a movie. So to have fun, you have to turn on a good movie and watch people having fun on the screen. You don't get to have fun in real life.
That is sad. That is very, very, very sad. I'll just repeat what Winston says. Like you can't have fun in the U.S. and the only time you can have fun in the U.S. is watching a movie of people having fun. And you can't experience that in real life because everybody is serious business, no nonsense. People don't want to talk to you. People at a job don't want to be friends with you. All they care about is just working. And that sucks. And Winston, Andrew, and myself, we don't like that. And we don't. It sucks. But that's the U.S. But, there's that saying, you can't change a country. You can't change other people. The only thing you can change is your location. Location. Change your location. By getting out of the United States and getting away from countries like the U.S. and Taiwan and go to a country that's all about being wild and having fun. And enjoying life and being the real you.
And that's something that nobody wants to tell you because for some reason it's taboo to tell you this. But Taiwan's similar. I mean, people are very repressed, and we went to a Buddhist monastery earlier, and it was very nice. The nuns were very polite, but repressed. I mean, it looks like Andrew said, it's just missing like a fun factor, right? It's kind of sterile, isn't it? Kind of like Tokyo was.
Tokyo was more energetic. There was just more interesting things to see, but the people are a little bit closed off in Tokyo. But maybe if you know Japanese, they may be a little bit more open to talking to you. But
you gotta like when you go to countries, you gotta learn the language of that country if you want to move to that country. You're gonna go to a country that's gonna have a language barrier where people don't speak English. And I'm learning a language right now. It's called French, Français. I'm learning that language, and I'm getting very far a little bit. I'm saying like more things in French, not a lot. And you guys heard me spoke some French on a previous video that I did. So yeah, we're going to have a language barrier, and you're going to have that. So this video is very long, and I'm going to cut it off and end it and just end it here. Okay, you can check these videos out on Winston Wu's YouTube channel, Happier Abroad, Escape USA, and Date Foreign Women. The first video is, let's see, hold on a second. Okay, the first video is My Friend Admits Taiwan Is Lifeless, Repressed, No Fun, Depressing Vibe. And the next video is, it's the wrong video. Okay, the next video is Taiwan Trip Report, Banned Truths, Myth versus Reality, Winston and Andrew. You can check both of these videos out on Winston Wu's Happier Abroad YouTube channel. So you're welcome to watch both of these videos for yourself and just analyze what Winston and Andrew are talking about in both of these videos. And you're welcome to subscribe to Happier Abroad, the Happier Abroad YouTube channel. And if you're new to this channel, you're welcome to subscribe to this channel as well. All right, that's all I gotta say in this video. I apologize for the video being long, but I had to cover some things on this video about these two videos on Winston Wu's Happier Abroad YouTube channel. Okay, let me kill the video. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike the video, dislike it, and leave your comments. And I am welcome to respond to people. I don't respond to people in the comments because I don't get a lot of comments on this channel. I don't comment. I don't get a lot of comments. If I get comments, I can comment to people. So so I'm welcome to respond to anybody in the comments. All right, that's it. Cheers and au revoir. Goodbye.